Hello, I'm Maddie. I'm your Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan Wellbeing Coordinator, and today we're going to be making a cheesy sauce. This is from Made Whole Cookbook. And so it's very simple, easy sauce that you can make that has some vegetables in it, and it's really delicious. Cheesy sauce alternative, especially if you don't do well with cheese. This is a great recipe to use on top of vegetables as a dip, or whatever you choose on top of chips. Something to kind of maybe get the kids to eat more of their vegetables, or if you're not a vegetable connoisseur, it's another way to kind of fit those veggies in without having to put too much thought to it. So what I am going to start with is I have one head of cauliflower, and I boiled that just to soften it, make the vegetables nice and soft so that when I blend it, it blends really smoothly. So you want to do this and take it right off when it's hot, when they're still steaming, because this is going to help incorporate all the ingredients. So what this is that you can also use frozen vegetables. You would just boil them the same, and you would want to use about 1.5 cups if you had to measure it out for if you're using those frozen vegetables. So I'm going to take this off. As you can see, it's steaming. I have my vintage blender here, and I'm going to take it and put the florets in there. Packing them down. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on, blend it a little bit, and then I'm going to add the rest of the florets to it, just so I can get it nice and blended. And if you've seen before, I've had to use this little fancy tool. Okay, so now I'm going to add the rest of these to there. So this is about 1.5 cups of florets. Or you can just use one head of cauliflower. Okay, so I have this in here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add all my ingredients. So I'm going to add 1.5 cup of coconut milk. If you don't do well with coconut milk, you can always try, I haven't tried almond milk in this recipe. It won't make it as creamy, but you can always substitute that. Or you can use, if you do well with whole milk, you can try that too as well. So it'd be the same 1/2 cup of that. Or you can omit it and just add more of butter to this, or oil to this recipe if you want to omit it totally, and then just add more butter, or you can add, I'm going to use duck fat, or you can use ghee, whatever you kind of choose to use for this recipe. But for this, for the duck fat or the butter, or if you're going to use ghee, you're going to use a tablespoon. If I can get this open, my hands got kind of greasy. There we go. So I'm going to use that in here. So if you're going to omit the coconut milk, what you're going to do, if you're going to omit it all together, you want to double that butter, duck fat, or ghee that you're going to add to it. So instead of 1 tablespoon, you would add 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of that there. And then you're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. You can also use red wine vinegar if you have that. So add 1.5. Adding that to it. And then I'm going to add my nutritional yeast. You can get this at any store. It's a good alternative. You can't have a dairy or cheese. This you can add to any recipe, and it will kind of add that cheesy flavor to it. And now I'm just going to sprinkle that around in there. So that's 1/2 cup of that nutritional yeast. Then I'm just going to blend it all together. You can pulse it, trying to get everything mixed up. while it's a little blended, I'm gonna add my salt. So I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt to this recipe. Okay, and then you can add garlic powder as an option. You can add about a half teaspoon to a teaspoon of that. I'm gonna omit that from this just for now. But you're gonna keep blending this until it's smooth and creamy and all mixed together, no chunks. Okay, so you're gonna see I'm gonna scrape the sides just a little bit, get some more of that nutritional yeast that didn't get mixed in. Blend it one more time for a couple of seconds. And there you have it. You can see it's steaming, it's hot. And so what you can do, you can use this as a dip for chips. We like to put it in our, to make like a cheesy sauce with it. So we'll kind of make, use some zoodles or some spaghetti squash, put it over that. You can put it over vegetables, steamed vegetables. You can also just kind of dip it with vegetables or chips, like I said. But it's really quick, simple, quick recipe that you can make that's full of good ingredients that are going to be healthy for you. And like I said, you can substitute out the coconut. You can try using whole milk or almond milk. It just won't be as creamy with the almond milk. Or you can substitute that out at all if you're just going to double that butter, duck fat, or ghee that you're adding to this. So just really quick, cheap recipe to make. Not a lot of ingredients, so I hope you enjoy, and feel free to always add more salt or garlic to taste to kind of vamp it up to your taste bud needs. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.